Hi everyone and welcome to my DMC4 Special Edition Legendary Dark Knight walkthrough. This is mission 2. We are playing as Virtual and this is when you will start noticing Legendary Dark Knight mode. It's filled with enemies, really filled with enemies, and it's tons of fun, and it's really difficult in some parts, maybe not in mission 2, but it really depends. And I'm going to be talking about what kind of player I am now that I have more time to talk. You're not gonna see any type of incredible combo making hero here. I'm not in any way an expert in Devil May Cry. I just find the games really fun to play. I find the core mechanics of this game really awesome. Much better than DMC. I just wish that this game or this edition would have included a higher difficulty than Dante Must Die. I mean, DMC did it. DMC included Gods Must Die, so why couldn't this edition include that? I don't understand. They just have to like change attack and health values and call it that Gods Must Die or something like that. And it will make a ton of difference for us, because it's so much fun to be able to go against the odds in a higher difficulty. I mean, this game, what is 8 years old already? So we appreciate that we have this special edition with some improvements better than others, but it's just really ludicrous how we can have a much better difficulty in DMC and not have it here. Why there is why there was the idea of that in the other game and not in this one? I mean, and some other mechanics, like we still have the old checkpoints. Here I'm showing you where the hidden items are and whatnot. So let's just get into the gameplay. You're going to notice here that I'm going to start using the focus meter. And watch this. Boom, the room is clean. The focus meter, which is I will say is the most important tool that Virtual has in his disposal, apart for Devil Trigger, of course. The focus meter rises not by you being aggressive, like many people think, or I've heard people even in walkthroughs saying this. It's actually the quite opposite. It's by you being just walking, not running from the enemies, walking, just like acting like a badass. That will be the description, acting like a badass around enemies, and it will fill itself up so quickly. I mean, if you even take a step back from an enemy or get hit, especially get hit, the focus meter will go down really fast. If you get hit, it will go down immediately. But the tactic that I will say use, even in Dante Must Die with Virtual, is, I didn't use it there, but you're going to see me using it. Just wait until you have 2 or 1 enemies from the thousands you fight. I mean, I don't know, maybe even 50 or more at the same time. Just wait until you have like 1 or 2 and just move around them. Be careful when they try to strike you, dodge, jump or whatever, and just walk around them until you have your focus meter all filled up. Then attack them and kill them. So you can move through the other part of the stage with focus meter full. What does focus meter do? It increases your damage output. That's it, and that's the most important function of the focus meter. It also changes a little of how some attack looks, but that's not really that amazing. So I'm using mainly the Yamato and then Beowulf. I love Beowulf, as you can see. it really wrecks the enemies. I get hit by the falling blade there, fucking blade. But I love Beowulf, I love the Yamato, and the Force Edge, I use it, but not as much. So here is the other place. Now when you see what I'm doing, see where I'm walking, and then here we go. See what I did? Just walked, and the focus meter just filled entirely in 2 seconds. Am I going to do it again? No, I'm going to get hit. Okay. So yeah. So what I was saying before, the type of player that I am, you're not gonna see incredible combos and triple S ranks in every mission. The only things that you're going to see is just someone that has been practicing with Devil May Cry and just trying to go through the game, just trying to have fun with this mode. That's it. That's everything. You're not gonna see anyone who is a master god of Devil May Cry that's just gonna show you how incredible he is, and then when you try to do the same, you're just not gonna be able to. That's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do here is show you some techniques, how I fight, how I corner enemies, what attacks do I use, like the lunar that you see me doing a lot with Beowulf. Just try to, especially in this mode, try to stay on the move all the time. Just try moving, and really use the blade, the rotating blades. The lunar is incredibly powerful. So yeah, that's the purpose of my walkthrough. Just a regular guy playing the legendary mode. I'm going to do a Dante style later, but as God of War comes out, I'm going to be focusing on that as well. Also, I would have loved this mode, Legendary Dark Knight, to be as difficult as Dante Must Die. I mean, imagine that Legendary Must Die. Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, imagine that Legendary Dark Knight would have been a toggle in this special edition instead of a normal difficulty. Now here we go again with this attack. I love this attack. So imagine that. So we will toggle Legendary Dark Knight in Dante Must Die difficulty. And that would have been a new whole difficulty. Imagine, I don't know, 30 enemies devil triggered. I mean, it would be crazy, and it would be maybe fucking impossible, but it will be something. I mean, it will be something new, because especially what, other than some changes like the running, that is no longer you holding, is a skill entirely that you buy, which is an amazing idea. But other than a few things like that, it's not really so much of a change from the PC version, which already had Legendary Dark Knight. So it's kind of sad that they don't include a new difficulty, or they didn't make, as I said, the Legendary Dark Knight as a toggle, so you could play with this many enemies on easy, normal, Son of Sparta, Dante Must Die, and even imagine Gods Must Die with Legendary Dark Knight. I mean, it would be insanity. So I don't know. This is a really crowded room, and I'm going to start with this attack. This attack, of course, depletes or really uses like 4 or 5. I never noticed it, but uses 4 or 5 devil triggers. And if you really want to taunt in this room, just be careful. But if you taunt, you're gonna really raise the devil trigger here, because there are so many enemies. So now I'm just getting in the middle of the action. That's not really what you should do. You should pick corners, turn the camera around so you pacify enemies, By the way, if you didn't know that this, I'm just gonna be talking like. Sometimes I'm going to be talking like if you would be a novice in the Devil May Cry game, because maybe you just bought it and never played one. So I'm better off assuming that you just started, but don't take that as a cocky behavior or something like that. It's not at all. I'm just trying to explain things. So if you move the camera off the enemies, they pacify. So that should be used in this mode. It should be used in this mode, and it should be used in Dante Must Die. I don't think this is really useful in the other modes. They're just too easy. But in these modes, I think that in some parts they are essential. As you're gonna see in Mission 3, which I already did, which cost me a lot of deaths. So in one part especially, but you're gonna see that when I release it. So here we go again. Some mega scarecrows and some normal scarecrows. The mega scarecrows always get me when they jump in the air, because it's so many shit in the screen that I'm trying to see. Someone is trying to attack me, that I just can't deal with all. I just get hit. I imagine I'm gonna get better at this. By the way, this is my first attempt at Legendary Dark Knight. These videos that you're watching is my first attempt. I never got through the entire Legendary Dark Knight and then doing it again. I never played it on PC. Here goes. Again, how is the attack called? Legendary Cut, Legendary End, something like that. Well, I'm charging it again, as you can see, and here we go. Now look how easy am I cleaning this room. Now you don't want really use it all the time, because you're going to deplete. You want to save it for the really hard rooms. So this is one of the last rooms, I think, in the level. So now we have some rooms more, but you don't want to deplete Devil Trigger on crappy rooms. And remember, always leave a room with the focus meter as full as you can. Always. Here we go. I'm gonna hit the statue. We're gonna have a checkpoint here, and it's the boss. Now I'm including the bosses on the same video, because really it's just, these are not really that hard, at least in the first half of the game. Remember, if you already know about this game, it means that you're going to go through the game. And that was a fail. That was an entire fail. I was trying to activate the legendary end, the legendary cut end, whatever. But it was input failure. You would imagine that pressing circle and triangle together will not be that hard, but sometimes you press it and it just doesn't work. So whatever. And I'm now full on Beowulf with the lunar face. Here I'm going to do an impact, as you can see. This fucking implosion always gets me. So I don't like this boss. I really don't like it. It's all over the place. That's the thing with this boss. He's sometimes he can hit you even if you dodge correctly or you think you dodge correctly. I'm building focus here to do more damage. That's why I'm waiting. As you can see, waiting and walking around your enemies is the best way to deal damage. To have the focus meter. I'm going to finish him, I think. Yeah, here we go. And it's done. So I'm gonna leave always the score at the end, so you can see if I used an item or if I didn't. If I used a continue, which I might use. If I didn't, and just to verify the item that I didn't use items, because that's the only real limitation that I have besides the difficulty. So we got an SSA and the S rank, no items, no continue. So we'll see each other in the next video, guys. Thank you for watching and take care.